Hello friends, welcome to Devil's World Recipes. Today I have a recipe that my brother requested. We're gonna make a filet cheesesteak. This meat sandwich was born in Philadelphia around the 1930s when Pat Olivieri, a guy that used to run a hot dog cart, decided he was bored about it, asked the brother to bring some meat over, and then start preparing this meat in a hoagie roll. A cab driver stopped by, he said it looked delicious, and after trying it, he said, "You should just stop selling hot dogs and make this." Then Jim Steaks appeared around the same time, and then in the 1960s, Gino's across the street from Pat's appeared. There are Philly cheesesteaks all over Philly now, but these are the most classic ones. We're just gonna make the simple, which is just meat, cheese whiz, and onions. But you can find them with peppers, provolone cheese, etc. I'm gonna make you this simple recipe, so let's get cooking. We're gonna make our own hoagie bread. So we're gonna start a poolish with 1 teaspoon of dry active yeast, 3/4 cups of lukewarm water, 1.5 cups of flour, and a tablespoon of honey. Then to continue our dough, we're gonna need 7 tablespoons of water, 2 teaspoons of sugar, 2 cups of flour, 3 teaspoons of salt, and 2 tablespoons of olive oil. 1 tablespoon of cornmeal for the bread. And then, to make our cheesesteak, we need 1 white onion, 1 jar of cheese whiz, 15 ounces, and 14 ounces of shaved ribeye. Salt and pepper to taste. We're going to start preparing our poolish for our hoagies. We're gonna add our water. This has to be lukewarm. And we're gonna add our honey. We're just gonna mix until our honey dissolves in the water, and then we can add our yeast. We're gonna mix real well. We're gonna try to dissolve a little bit of the yeast to start activating, and then we're gonna add our flour. We're just gonna mix it until it becomes a really shaggy dough. Then we're gonna cover our poolish, and we're gonna let it rest for 3 hours. After 3 hours, and our poolish has evolved, we're gonna add it to a mixer. We're gonna add our hook to our mixer, and we're gonna start at slow speed. We're gonna start by adding our 7 tablespoons of water. Then we're gonna add our salt and our sugar. And then we're gonna add our 2 cups of flour. We're gonna let it mix until it starts incorporating. At midpoint, we're gonna stop our mixer, and we're gonna use a spatula to scrape the sides. And let our dough continue to mix. Then we're going to start adding our olive oil very slowly. And once we finish adding our olive oil, we're going to let it mix for another 2-3 minutes until our dough is all together. Now we're going to pull our dough from the hook. And we're going to add it to a bowl. We're going to make a little ball. We're going to add it to a bowl. And we're going to cover it. We're going to let it rise for another hour. I'm covering it with a damp towel. After an hour, and our dough has grown, I'm going to pull it from the bowl. And we're going to cut it into 275 gram balls, or about 9.5 ounces. We're going to do that with all our dough. And once we have it, we're going to stretch it a little bit, trying to make like a little square. And we're going to fold it inside and roll it. Once we have all our dough rolled, we're going to cover it again and let it rest for 30 minutes. After 30 minutes, we're going to repeat the process, stretching our dough, and we're going to start giving it the shape of our hoagie rolls. We just need to pull and stretch, and then start rolling. We're going to roll it, and we're going to start pinching in the union just to make it flat. We're going to do this with all our dough. We're going to add a little bit of cornmeal to a pan. Then we're going to spray our bread. We're going to add a little bit of cornmeal at the top. And we're going to transfer our loaves into the pan. I can't wait for this bread to be ready. Using a razor blade, we're going to make a score lengthwise on all our bread. This is going to help release some steam when we bake it. I'm going to pull my towel just to make a separation in between the loaves. And to finalize, I'm going to cover it with another damp towel. We're going to let it rest for another 30 minutes. And after 30 minutes, we're just going to transfer it to a cookie tray so we can bake our bread in the oven. We're going to be baking at 375 for 15 to 20 minutes. I'm going to add a tray of ice as well to create more steam, and spray a little bit of water inside. As our bread is baking, it's a perfect time for you to click on subscribe to our channel. If you want to know when new videos are coming, click on the bell to get notifications. Don't forget to leave us your comments and follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Give us a like at the end if you enjoyed this. And now, let's finish our cheesesteak. While our bread is in the oven, I'm going to shave our onion. I'm using a mandolin. And just start preparing to cook our cheesesteak. As the time has passed, we're going to pull our bread from the oven. This is looking great. And I'm just going to pass it on a tray or a rack to cool down. Look at that. While we make our cheesesteak, I'm going to cover it to keep it warm. Using a griddle, I'm going to spray a little bit of vegetable oil. And once it's hot, we're going to start cooking our onions. Don't make a mess like me. We want to brown our onions a little bit. And we're going to add a little bit of salt. Then we're going to add our shaved ribeye. You can ask your butcher to do this for you. This is the best option to make the cheesesteak. We're going to cook it at medium-low heat, as we don't want to burn the meat. We just want it real juicy. It takes a little bit longer, but believe me, it's worth it. Now we're going to add some of our onions on top of our meat. And we're going to start combining. Oh, this is smelling fantastic. At this point, I'm going to start splitting my meat. I'm doing this for 2 cheesesteaks. At this point, I'm going to add our cheese whiz. Again, don't be messy like me. If you don't like cheese whiz, you can use provolone cheese, American cheese, whatever kind of cheese you like. This is just the classic way, and this is the way I enjoy it. We're going to let the cheese melt within the meat. I can't wait. My mouth is watering so much right now. And only until the end, it's when we're gonna salt our meat. We don't want to salt it early, as it will take all the juices out. Our ribeye is shaved so thinly that we don't want to do that. And once we're ready, we're going to grab one of our hoagies, slice it in half, and let's add all our meat. Oh boy. And our Philly cheesesteak is ready. I can't tell you, I've been waiting for this all afternoon. Let's try it. Wow. Might not be the same as Philadelphia, but it's really, really good. I invite you to try this recipe, and we'll see you next time.